Alright, okay, so the first question is, if you could add a sixth band member from any time in musical history, who would it be and why?
That's a great question.
I know!
A sixth band?
You could add a sixth band member.
Sixth band member. Any time in history.
No one's ever come up with that one.
That, I know, as soon as I saw that one, I'm like, I'm just going to tell you now, I'm doing
That's
that
cool.
one.
That's cool.
I'm taking that.
Wow.
So, you know,
This might get me fired because this guy plays bass, but I mean, can we throw Paul McCartney in?
Well, you
Well,
can have two bass players.
Yeah, you can have two.
Yeah.
Why can't you have two bass players?
But would he
Has
write
there ever
well
been a
with
band that
John?
had two bass
Do you
players?
think?
Well, he's Paul McCartney, so do you really care?
Good point.
He seems like a likable guy.
Right.
Yeah.
He wasn't like the real friction.
Now,
He was
Paul
kinda trying to
McCartney
keep the band
now,
together.
or Paul McCartney Beatles time?
Well,
Younger or older?
yeah,
I mean,
no, right, yeah,
there's,
I gotta go.
that's different.
Beatles McCartney.
Okay, Beatles McCartney.
Is John Foreman similar to John Lennon that they would get along well enough?
Well, he's not here, so we can say whatever we want.
You can have
They'd
two
have a
bass
bit of
players.
that.
I think they'd have a
Lennon
little bit of
McCartney.
chemistry
Version.
going on.
Yeah?
I'd vote. Yeah, I'd vote.
You're for it?
Yeah.
Voices
Chad?
sound
Second Paul
I would
McCartney?
vote for it. No,
did.
I'd vote for John Lennon.
Oh.
Oh!
I would
Well, then
bring
John's
him
out of a job.
Yeah.
for six.
Wouldn't Lennon
Yeah,
fit
Lennon
better?
definitely would
Yeah.
not get along
Yeah,
well
that
with
would
John.
The
They're
two personalities.
Strong, I think.
You think?
I think John.
I see
I
Lennon
mean,
as
you're just
more
nice,
of
Romey. You just have to say that.
the rock and roll Beatle, and then I see McCartney as more of the straight-laced, classically Beatle, classically
Right.
more straight up and down sort of.
Who would you guys pick?
So I would say I'd add Questlove so I could be a backup dancer.
Ah!
Right? Right.
Let's do some moves.
That doesn't put me out of a job, just frees me to
It's
fulfill
true.
my calling of being
Your
a
real,
dancer.
your dream.
Right, yeah.
That's a good one.
I would add, a different instrument, I think, so that no one gets kicked out.
I appreciate
First of all, or has to be a backup dancer. But
Chat about that.
what other instrument would we want? I would think maybe something like who's the slide player? That's, not Robert Randolph, but the other guy that's really like got Zeppelin album kind of sound.
Oh, Ben Harper.
Ben Harper,
Oh.
or
Yeah?
or like, or another guitar player, because you can always have another guitar player without
So
kicking
you've got
out a
three.
guitar player.
Like four.
Like a Jimmy Page, but then that's just gonna get crazy long with solos. We wouldn't give we'd have to really change everything.
I would add maybe the Edge. He's a good guitar player that will
Yeah,
add different elements to the band.
good point. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit and say Iron Man. I mean, just because someone like that in your band is really gonna take you to another level.
You're going to get a lot more points.
Iron Man.
It'd be a lot tougher.
Yeah, that's true. You wouldn't need security.
Be more protected.
Yeah.
Well, I think at this rate we're going to get through about 3
Right.
questions.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, next one.
But they're good questions, that's the thing. You know?
I know. Well, you've only had one. You don't know. The rest might stink.
That's true.
Okay, so
Good
this
question.
is from Andrew. What are you thinking about while performing? Does it come naturally, or do you think about what you're doing? Is it a worshipful time?
I think you definitely enter into the songs. For us, we try to. A lot of times we're singing to ourselves. We talk about it. I think just really, even before we go on stage, we get together and talk about that, and really just getting inside the songs. And, not allowing the outside world to distract you during that.
Even if it's like a song that you've done every day for years, like Learning to Move or something. I mean, you guys do that one a lot. It seems like that would be an easy one to let your mind wander, like, oh, when I get to the house or when I get back, I need to do this and this.
I need to do
Should I
my
turn off
laundry
the
now.
sink? Yeah. Stuff like that.
For me, I think when I'm playing my best, I don't remember thinking about anything during the songs. I think when something goes wrong, I'm thrown out of where I want to be when I'm playing a song, or when I'm when I'm thinking too much, I don't play as well. I guess is
Right.
kind of my way. a lot of times when I feel like I'm most, if you want to say, at one with, you know, playing the music and into the songs, I sort of am not, gosh, it sounds weird, but I'm not really, you know, sort of somewhere else. I don't know.
It's kind of like you're outside yourself.
Yeah, a little bit out of that moment, and just kind of suspended somehow in, like, without sounding too fruity, you know, like kind of suspended just in, like, just right there in the song so much that when it's over, I'm kind of like, oh, I remember I'm back here playing on stage. Whoa, you know, you have that sense of like, wow, there's a lot of people here that I didn't really see during that amount of time.
There's like a sweet spot of thinking what you're playing, not thinking what you're playing. If you think too much of what you're playing, you're not going to enjoy the whole song, performing the song, you know, or the whole, you know, why you're singing the song. So you got to find a point where you're not thinking too much of what you're playing.
Because if you're not thinking at all, it seems like it's easy to mess up.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think we've been very intentional about playing songs that are to us, and on our best days, we really thinking about where you were when you wrote the song, or what you felt first.
Right, you guys are trying to go right back to the south entrance. Sorry that the access is turned off.
And then, you know, you can't live there all the time. So there are moments on stage where you're not thinking about that. You're thinking about, you know, why is my bass not sound like I wish it did? Or, you know, why is the connection between us and the crowd feel fractured? You know, I think every night's different. It's a dialogue between people singing these songs back at us and us going out there. Every night you're hoping to experience some sort of transcendent conversation, and on the good nights that happens, and it doesn't happen every time. That's part of what brings us back to, you know, every night is something different.
I do think we feed off the audience too. I mean, for me at least, I'm pretty impressionable to seeing people's reactions to a song and getting excited by that.
Right.
You know, when you see somebody, maybe I'll make eye contact with somebody and they're either, you know, singing along or just super excited about it, or there's some emotion there that, you know, gives me goosebumps when I'm charged. Yeah. So I think there's parts of the night where, you know, you're sort of, you know, it's like driving home tired, and you suddenly get home and you don't know how you got there.
Right.
And you get to the end of the song, you're like, wow, that was awesome. What, did we play it?
Yeah. I don't remember
You know,
it.
and then other moments when it's sort of like a wake up when you see somebody in the crowd and you just completely get inspired by that person's experience. And suddenly, like Tim's talking about it, you remember that it's this only happens in live experience, the face-to-face interaction with the crowd.
Right. That's good music. Okay. How difficult is it to let go of older songs in order to make room in the set list for new songs to play? How do you choose which ones stay and which ones get cut? What do you choose? What is that?
We all choose, and that's the hard part, you know, because we've kind of been working out a system, kind of songs that are brothers and sisters, or at least cousins, and put them, you know, in bunches accordingly. So, you know, if you're not playing this song, then there's 4 other songs that kind of could fill that role in the set.
That makes sense.
Kind of an equal opportunity set list, you know.
It is. It's a balancing act, isn't it?
It's tightrope.
It really is, you know, because, like, yeah, Tim's the best at that, I gotta say. Honestly, my grouping songs and coming up with a set list and songs. And a lot of times, I mean, you know, a lot of times John will come up with something and then say, hey, Tim, check this out. You know, like, give this your...
You're the editor.
Yeah. Give this your once over.
Well, certain nights too, it'll be a wild card, you know. Like the other night, our lighting guy designed the set list, and that was so fun just to have
really?
someone outside the dinner like, all right, dude, it's your night.
Yeah.
You know, because he's been with us long
Yeah.
enough that he knows usually what we like.
Right.
But to throw something like that in and go, wow, that's different. I wouldn't have put those songs in that order.
Huh.
And to have it designed from a visual dynamic,
Yeah,
Because
you
he
know,
was
up
really
and
good at the
down.
light setup.
it was pretty fun.
yeah.
But we've been really mixing it up a lot on this tour. We actually did You and Human a few times, which we haven't
wow.
done
Yeah.
in like
You guys remember that one?
12 or 13 years.
We've
How
had
much
to
did you have to
relearn
practice it
it.
beforehand? That's what we
Yeah.
would
We
have
did run through it a couple times in soundcheck. It would have been a complete train wreck had we not. But
Yeah.
it's been fun to
So there's never any friction with that. Like, hey, I really want this song, we don't want to play it.
No,
I
there's
wanna
oh,
play
there's
it.
friction.
total
There is
friction. I
friction.
mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing that I love is that everyone cares and has
Right.
an opinion. I'd rather that than just no drama and no one cares.
Right.
I think, you know, the moment you have people that are passionate and care, then there's going to be disagreements. That's all that comes with it.
Yeah.